Hi guys, this is Matt with Thrive Off Grid. So what I have here is the 2020 Enduro Stove, and I'm going to do a demo on it and show you how to run it and what it features. So this stove should have, I've calculated roughly a 30-pound capacity hopper. I don't think it'll quite hold a full bag of pellets, 40-pound bag of pellets. But that's a big improvement from over the original, which was roughly about 20 pounds. So that should get the stove up to around a 24-hour runtime on its lower settings, and roughly 10 to 12 hours on full bore, which you most likely ain't gonna have it running at full bore unless it's really cold out. Yeah, don't let the size of the stove fool you. This stove is quite capable. It's just as capable as any other residential stove offering as far as pellets go. This is a 60 BTU capable stove. I'm going to take you over to it real quick. This does have the ability to add a blower for forced air, and I already provide you with a bolt pattern, and I'll leave a link to one of those blowers on Amazon. They're about 70 bucks, 60-70 bucks depending on what one you get. There's multiple listings on Amazon, so they're really easy to source. It has a built-in damper, and this stove has got quite a range. You can throttle it right down or crank it wide open. It actually has more of a range than a typical auger-fed stove. This here is your grate shaker, your ash cleanout drawer. That is the startup grate. So when I fill this up, some of the pellets will fall through the main grate, which is up in here. Probably can't see that too well, but so some of the pellets will fall through, and they'll land on this grate, and then those pellets that land there will provide us the means to get it going. Now you can start it with a torch, but you could also use the gel that you normally start a pellet stove with. The air intake to the carburetor is tucked up on inside of here. So when you do a forced air blower, that'll help drive it as well, so you can get this really hot. It has a gauge which will aid you in cooking, because this is a cook stove, so that's the way I have to market it. So that's one of the advantages. I think this is the only stove available that you can cook on. I think there are more developed stoves out that you can cook on with pellets, but them are pretty expensive. This stove will retail at $1,650, and right now I have it on sale. That sale ends October 30th, 2019, so your time is running out to order one. This is the first one. The next builds will be built from fixtures. This was handcrafted. However, all parts are CNC cut. Yeah, the side vents. This is your air intake for the secondary combustion stage, and then there's a stack that goes up through the center of this column, and that's the fire tube to fully consume the gases through combustion. And then you got your hopper. That goes all the way down to the grate. So we'll fill this thing up and see what it can, see how can take. Sorry, this isn't scripted. Dog's wondering who I'm talking to. So it's about right there. So it's roughly 30 pounds, maybe a little shy. But that's about what I calculated. So it is all the way full. So now, if I open the grate, you'll see that some of the pellets did fall through. So what I'm going to do is I'll put fire. I'll close this up a little bit. So I got fire going. I'm gonna get this bag of pellets ready. I got the damper wide open. So it may smoke a little bit, and that's because this is a brand new stove, so it may need time to degas. I did fire it up for about a half an hour, and I think most of it burned off. Then we'll look at the gauge. So the gauge is coming up. We'll take a look at that a little bit later when she gets going. All those pellets on the startup grate will eventually burn out, and then it'll get the core of the fuel and the upper grate going, and then it'll really take off. And this gives you a visual too of what's happening in there. So right now we're still burning the pellets on the lower grate. I think I'm gonna put it on pause a minute, and then we'll come back when she's really going. Otherwise it's like watching paint dry. Alright, she's starting to go. It's still burning off the startup pellets yet. We'll go take a look at the count gauge. Wish this thing would focus. So that's reading roughly 550. I don't know how accurate that is. For one, it's to the front side, and the way the gas, combustion gases exit the center flue pipe, they I think they bypass to the, it's more biased to the back side of the unit, so it's actually probably a little hotter than what that actually reads. But I'll take a look inside of here. You can see the grate in there. It's coming off the back, but it's still coming down, coming up from the bottom yet. So that's telling me that the startup grate or startup pellets aren't fully consumed yet. Eventually, you'll just see the flame coming out the back of that grate. Now, yeah, don't ask how I build the carburetor. That's proprietary. There's no smoke coming out the top, and yeah, there's not too many stoves that can do this. I'm going to take that pot of water off there a minute. It's not actually boiling. I don't know why it makes such a ruckus, but it'll definitely boil that water though. That is almost full too. Must be supper time. Hey, you gotta do that while we're doing a video? Well, you can get past the dog munching down. You can hear this thing go. Now there is a screen in there. I don't know if you can see that, but that is one thing that's gonna change. I'm going to make it so that the screen can be replaceable. So there'll be a frame. This will actually be a hole here, and then I'll do the flame cutout on a removable frame that will sandwich the screen between that frame and the side of the unit. And then you can play around with different, I don't know what you call it, different size screen. This is actually a pretty fine stainless steel screen, and that was another thing too, is it's so thin that when I was welding this together, some of the slag from welding melted holes through it. Alright, so we can throttle this. This is all the way down. Alright, so that grate, or the, I'm sorry, the damper is passive. So you can't fully shut this down. If you do that, if that were not passive, it fully shut it up, it would just smolder and smoke your house up. So, even with it fully closed, it's still gonna bypass some, like it is right now. And give it a little bit of time and it'll throttle right down. But it's not backdrafting, even with it throttled down. You know right away. All right, I'm gonna turn it back up. And we're gonna take you outside a minute. Alright, so that's my chimney. So that stove is wide open right now, and there is no smoke coming out that chimney. So I'm pretty sure that's going to pass EPA test when we do get there. Come on, Sage. So she's really cooking now. So I can put that water back on there. Oh, let's take a look at the gauge again. So I think that gauge is pegged out right there. It actually it shows like 675, 650, and then that last number is 700, and it doesn't want to seem to go past that. So this, I'm shaking the grate. What that does, that loosens up the fuel so it can really get going. So that's pretty much it. I mean, there's nothing really more to show. This is what it's all about here. So I guess I'm gonna conclude the video and turn that thing down. And well, thanks for watching.